count us down from 3, 2, and 1. Let's start. And let's start by sitting up, tall, relaxed, you alert. You can close your eyes. You can sit cross-legged, legs in front, whatever's comfortable. And let's settle with our breath. Begin with 3, centering breath together, nice deep ones. So breathe into the nose. Feel your chest expand, lengthen your spine. And as you breathe out, settle down into your foundation. Relax your shoulders. Feel the air as it exits your lips. Okay, next one, breathing into the nose. And then once again, settling down as you breathe out. All right, third deep breath together. Breathe into the nose. And then long breath out. And then you can resume a normal breathing pattern. All right, let's relax our whole body top to bottom. So from the crown of your head, you can pretend that there's a string attached from top of your head to the ceiling, holding the rest of your body up. Okay, down to your forehead and your eyelids. Continue to relax your eyelids. And then down the rest of your face, your cheeks, your jaw, down through your neck. And give it a couple wiggles side to side, maybe turning it. Just feeling your whole neck as it holds up your head. And then we'll work our way through our shoulders and our arms, down to our hands. Then noticing where your hands are, how they feel, whether they're resting on your knees or clasped in your lap, maybe open palm. And then coming back to your chest, noticing how it connects with your breath. Like earlier, just expanding and contracting. And we'll go through down to our bellies. Same thing as our chest, expanding and contracting. Okay. And then we'll notice how our spine feels through the back. Okay, down to the glutes and the hamstrings. Down to the knees and the shins. And finally down through the shins to the feet. And then just continue to breathe. All right, for the next 60 seconds or so, continue to sit here and breathe. Coming back to the breath. Noticing where it feels strongest for you. Okay. Let's take one more deep breath in through the nose. Hold it at the top. When you hear the singing bowl, you can breathe out. Let's open up our eyes, readjusting to light. And let's start with a sitting side stretch. So let's look up and reach the arms up towards the ceiling. And then start with the left side. So plant that left palm down. Right arm goes overhead. Keep that right bone, sit bone planted. And continue to reach. Feel the stretch go all the way down your side. And give yourself one last reach. And then let's bring that left hand back up to the top. And then come down on the right side. Left arm is overhead. Okay. Left sit bone is still planted. Let's bring that right hand back up at the top. Then bring the hands to center. And then we'll do a spine twist. Let's twist clockwise. Mhm. Left hand presses into the right knee. Okay, turn the chin into the right shoulder, looking back behind you. Spine is nice and tall. Active twist. And then as you breathe out, come back to center, and then we'll hit the other side. So plant the right palm on the left knee. We'll twist. Ooh. Take a deep breath in. Give yourself one last little push. And then as you breathe out, come back to center. And then let's do a neck stretch. Let's sit on the right fingertips. Reach over your head with your left hand. Okay. Feel the right side of your neck stretch out. Okay. Drop that right shoulder a little bit more. Uh, Roll the head forward and back as needed. Let's go at your own pace. And find any tight spot you might have. All right, let's release the head. Get off the right hand. Let's get on the left hand. Right hand goes overhead. And just like the other side, feel free to rotate the head back and forth. All right, let's release the head on that side. Get off the left hand. We're going to do cobbler pose next. Take off my socks real quick, but bring the soles of your feet together in front of you. And we'll hit the inner thighs. Okay. Let the knees drop, pull the heels in, and then just lean forward at the waist. Ooh. Oh. So think about the imaginary string from your navel to your toes. You're trying to shorten that string by leaning forward. All right, deep breath in. And then as you breathe out, reach the fingertips in front. I'm going to crawl forward, rounding out the back. Knees drop further, feeling those inner thighs. A little bit more. All right, and then we'll Sit back up, bring the knees together. Then let's stand up. Let's get a hamstring stretch. Okay. Nice wide stance. Legs are straight. Toes are facing forward. Arms come up top. And then as you exhale, swan dive down. Feel free to push yourself towards the back of the room. Every time you breathe out, see if you can relax your body even more. Get even lower to the ground. Oh. All right, let's go for stage two. Let's clasp the fingertips behind your lower back and then raising the hands towards the ceiling or towards the front of the room. Feel your shoulders stretch out. And continue to breathe. Ooh. And then let's release the hands back down to the ground and plant that right palm on the floor, right fingertips, whatever's comfortable. Let's rotate the left arm up to the ceiling, opening up the chest and the left, and rotating your face and chin towards the ceiling as well. Really press the right palm into the ground. Okay, you can even press and turn with that right hand, opening yourself up a little bit more. And then let's bring the left arm back down to the ground, swap palms, raising the right fingertips up to the ceiling. Okay, turning the chin towards the right or towards the ceiling as well. Okay, left arm is straight and strong. And then let's bring the right arm back down. Now count to 10 slowly, and we'll straighten up our body, but let your head and arms dangle towards the ground. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Ooh. All right, you bring your legs together. What we'll do a neck stretch, and we'll do our shoulders and our shoulders and triceps. So let's make a chicken wing on the right by grabbing the left wrist behind the back, gently dropping your right ear to your right shoulder. Ooh. Let's roll the head back and look up. Roll the head forward and look down. Ooh. Bring the head back to center and back up top, and then we'll grab our right wrist behind our back, dropping the head to the left. All right, let's roll the head forward with the back of the right side. And then bringing the head back, looking up. And then back to neutral position and back up top. You can release the right wrist. And let's get the left arm across the top of the chest. Okay. Feel the left shoulder. All right, let's switch arms. Right arm across the top of the chest. And then we're going to release that side. Let's get the left arm behind the head, pulling on the left elbow. Get your head out of the way. All right, let's get the right arm behind the head, pulling on the right elbow. All right, you release the right elbow. Let's do a what's it called? Split leg hamstring stretch. So stand lengthwise with your mat. Heels are in line, left toes are facing forward. Let's keep that left leg straight. Arms reach up for the ceiling. And then we'll exhale as we swan dive over the straight left leg. Okay, drive the right hip towards the left ankle. And try to prevent the left knee from bending. Feel the pinch of the left hamstring. Ooh. Okay, give yourself one last little reach with that right hip. And then bend the left knee to come up. And then switch legs. So right leg is out in front, right toes are facing forward. Heels are in line, arms reach back up. And then we'll exhale over the straight right leg. Let's drive the left hip forward. Okay, give yourself one last little reach with that right left hip. And then bend the right knee to come on up. Let's do a standing side stretch. So feet and legs together. Okay. Lengthen your body, reach the arms back up top, a lot of reaching up top. Then we're going to start by dropping the left arm down to your left side. Right arm reaches over your head towards the left. And we're turning our chin up towards the ceiling. We're reaching just like the sitting version. I know I say this every week, but feel the stretch from your hip to your fingertips. And give me an active stretch with that arm. Then we're going to bring the left arm back up top and drop the right arm down. Left hip comes out. Every time you breathe out, see if you can reach a little bit harder or reach a little bit further. We want to bring that right arm back up to the top. Ooh. And then hands to heart center. Then we're going to keep our hands there as we rotate into Malasana. So gently move the feet out about just wider than hip distance. And then lower yourself down, keeping your head and chest up. Ooh. Every time you breathe out, see if you can sink a little bit lower. All right. And 3, 2, 1. Hands on the legs. Support yourself as you come up top. Ugh, and let's do one for our hips, shall we? So once again, standing lengthwise with your mat. Yeah, let's plant the left knee on the mat. Right foot's planted in front. Let's rotate our hips forward. Feel the pinch in the left hip. Ooh. Okay. You want to pull it from the top and the bottom, raise your left arm. And of course, you can always reach the left arm towards the right. Kind of a side stretch and a hip stretch. 2 and 1. The important part is hitting that left hip. And let's hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the left arm, swap legs, or on the right knee, left foot in front, and rotating your hip forward, having the arm as needed, stretching, breathing. And here's a one last reach with that hip. And then we'll drop the right arm. Okay, bring the left leg back and let's lie on the front side of our bodies. Let's go into a cobra. So start by planting palms underneath the shoulders and then push your core away, torso's up. Okay, legs and hips are on the ground. You should feel the front of your body stretch out. Oof. All right, and then let's turn the head towards the right. Let's look at our right heel or our right foot. Hopefully you feel that stretch through your left side as well. All right. Let's rotate the head to the left and let's look at the left heel. Okay, same thing, but now you feel the stretch a little bit more on the right. All right, and then bring the head back to center before we come down. Let's look up. Okay, feel the front of your neck stretch a little bit more. Okay, we're still actively pushing the floor away. And then as you breathe out, let's lower yourself back down. All right, let's come into a plank position. So pretend like you're doing a push-up. We just stay at the top. And then we'll do a sun salutation. So walk the feet towards the hands. And then reverse swan dive until the hands are at the top. And then we're going to swan dive down. Up to flat back. And then exhaling, rounding out the back. And then reverse swan dive. Hands are at the top. We're going to do one more warm-up swan dive. So swan dive back down. Up to flat back. And then exhaling, rounding out that back. Reverse swan dive. Hands are at the top. Let's swan dive down. Up to flat back. Exhaling down, planting the palms, coming into a plank position. And then let's chaturanga down into an upward dog. Okay, we're on the tops of the feet and the palms of the hands. Into a plank position. And then let's chaturanga down to upward dog. Oh, I'm sorry, upward dog. Sorry, repeated that. I meant to do a push up into a downward dog. Ugh, that's okay. Anyhow, first downward dog of the day. Usual, we're going to hit the calves individually. So let's bend the left knee, drive the right heel down, feel the right calf stretch out. Ooh. And then switch sides, bending the right knee. And back to the right, bending the left. And then one more time on just the left, bending the right. All right, let's straighten both legs. Let's do our sun salutation before we start our moving options. Or I'm sorry, our crescent pose. So walk the feet towards the hands and reverse swan dive. Nice and controlled. Hands are at the top. I'm going to swan dive down. Up to flat back. And then exhaling down, rounding at the back, planting both palms. Let's step back to plank and let's chaturanga down into upward dog. Back to plank, push up here if you'd like, and into downward dog. And let's bring the feet together behind us. Let's start with the left side. So float the left heel up into the air. And let's swing the left leg forward and plant it in front. And then bring the arms and torso up. The right leg is straight, back heel is off the mat, but reaching down to the ground while the fingers reach for the ceiling. Okay, front knee is tracking over the front ankle. And let's bring the hands to heart center as we transition into prayer twist. So right elbow is pressed into the left knee. Continue to breathe, controlling the breath while you hold the pose. All right, let's return to crescent pose. Reach the arms and torso up. And then exhale, bring the arms and torso back down. Plant the palms, left leg comes back to plank. Let's chaturanga down to an upward dog. Back to plank, push up here, into downward dog. Ooh. All right, and then we're back on the right. So feet and legs together. Float the right leg up into the air. Ugh. Let's swing that right leg through, plant it in front. Bring the arms and torso up into a crescent pose on the right. Okay, left heel is reaching for the mat. And then bring the hands together at heart center as we transition into a prayer twist on the right. Hands are gently pressing into each other, right elbows facing the ceiling. All right, let's return into crescent pose. So reach up to the ceiling. Let's bring the arms and torso down, planting both palms. Right leg comes back to plank, and let's chaturanga down into an upward dog. And let's do our sun salutation next. So back to plank, and then step the feet towards the hands. And reverse swan dive. All right, and then swan dive all the way down. up to flat back. And then let's exhale, rounding out the back, planting both palms, stepping back into the plank position. Let's chaturanga down, upward dog, back to plank, push up here, and returning to downward dog. Oof. Let's hold this downward dog for a few moments. It feels good. So spread the fingers, push the floor away in front of you. Feel those calves stretch out. We're back on the left side for the warrior sequence. So bring the feet together behind you and float the left leg up into the air. And let's do one knee to nose. So knee to nose. And then reach the left leg back up into the air. And let's swing the left leg forward and plant it in front. And as your arms come up, that back heel comes down for warrior one. All right, let's go to warrior two. Arms front and back. To see how aligned your warrior two is, you want your hips to be 90 degrees from your mat. Your shoulders are right above your hips. Add the arms, the palms are parallel. Turn the chin forward. All right, let's dip back into a reverse warrior. So gently pressing the right hand on the right leg. Left arm reaches for the back of the room. Ooh. And then let's return to warrior two. Let's do a twisting triangle pose this week. So, okay, turn your torso to the front of your mat. Reach forward with your right hand or right fingertips. Reaching, reaching, reaching. You can reach no further. Drop the right arm or right fingertips to the ground or right palm, whatever's comfortable, whatever's doable. And that left arm reaches up to the ceiling, turning the chin and looking up to the ceiling as well. Twisting triangle pose. Okay, settle with your breath. We'll hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pop back up into warrior two. And then dipping back into reverse warrior. Back to warrior two. Right arm swings forward and up for warrior one. And then let's bring the arms and torso down while that back heel comes up. Plant both palms. Left leg comes back to plank. And let's chaturanga down into upward dog. Back to plank. Step the feet towards the hands. And reverse swan dive. So the hands are at the top. Swan dive down. Up to flat back, hands are on the shins of the knee. And then as you breathe out, round at your back, plant both palms, stepping back into our plank position. Let's chaturanga down to upward dog. Oof. Back to plank, push up if you're still with me there. And into down dog. All right, we're on the right side now. We're going to do that one knee to nose variation. So bring your feet together, float the right leg up into the air. And that's knee to nose, only barely. And then float the right leg up into the air. Let's swing the right leg through. Bring the arms up for warrior one. Settle into warrior one. Right knee's tracking over the right ankle. And let's turn into warrior two, arms front and back. We're breathing, settling in. And then let's dip back into our reverse warrior. The right arm reaches for the back of the room, tilting the head back. All right, let's return to warrior two. And then remember we're going to do a twisting triangle pose. So turn your torso towards the front and reach forward with your left fingertips. And then drop the left palm or left hand down. Right arm reaches up to the ceiling. And we're turning our torso towards that right leg. It's supporting us, holding us up. Then we'll exit in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hopping back up into warrior 2. That right quad might be on fire, but we're almost there. Let's dip back into reverse warrior. Back to warrior 2. Let's swing that left arm forward and up for warrior 1. Let's exhale everything down. Plant both palms. Right leg goes back to plank. Let's chaturanga down. Or upward dog. Back to plank. Step the feet towards the hands for our sun salutation. Reverse swan dive. Hands are at the top. Let's exhale as we swan dive down. Up to flat back. And then exhaling down, planting both palms. Legs come back to plank. And let's chaturanga down into our upward dog. Ooh. Back to plank. Push up here if you like. And back into down dog. Ooh. All right. Feeling those calves once again. All right, look at that space in between your hands. We're about to step our feet in a chair pose. Mentally prep for that. All right. And then let's walk the feet towards the hands. And bring the feet together as we drop our bottoms down. Arms come up, palms are facing one another. And arms are reaching up as well, in line with our torso. Right. And then let's straighten our bodies up. Nice and controlled as we come up. And let's get off the heels. Reaching for the ceiling. Maybe looking at a stationary point around us to maintain our balance. Okay, we'll work in the calves. Let's take a deep breath into the nose. And then as you breathe out, gently bring the heels down to the mat, bring the hands together at heart center. And we're going to do twisting chair pose to the right. Whew. Okay, so left elbow is making contact with the right knee. Very nice. All right, so you can bend a little bit more at the knee, get a little bit lower. And then we'll come to the center and then reach back up towards the ceiling. Okay, off the heels. Reaching, reaching, reaching. Arms and palms are parallel. Then control the heels back down to the mat. Palms together, and let's come into twisting chair pose on the left. Right elbows gently resting on the left knee. See how low you can go as you bend your knees. Okay. Strong foundation. Ooh. All right, let's come back to center. Let's straighten up for a third and final time. Bring the heels up and off the mat. Balancing on our toes and the balls of our feet. Really reach for the ceiling here. All right. And as you breathe out, bring the heels down. Bring the hands to center. All right, let's do our tree pose. Let's get most of our weight on our left leg and our left foot. Bring your right foot into a position that works for you, whether that's at the knee, below the knee. You can even leave a toe or two on the mat, whatever works. But lengthen your spine, add the arms. You can reach for the ceiling if your arms are up top. That position works for you. Yeah, our balance is good. We'll hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll exit. And then we'll shake out the left ankle. We'll switch sides. Let's get most of our weight on our right foot and our right leg. Get the left foot into position. Adding the arms. Ooh. All right. We'll hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left leg comes out. We're going to shake out the right foot, and then we'll have a seat. And down to our just stretches. Oh. All right. Let's start with our tabletop position here. So plant the feet in front of you. Toes are facing away. Palms are planted behind. Let's prop ourselves up. Okay, pushing your hips towards the ceiling as you drop your head back. Continue to breathe. Oh. Okay, we're just hanging out here. It feels good. Feels easy. Strong foundation. And then as you breathe out, gently drop your bottom to the mat. And let's lie down on our backs. Ooh. Oh, all right. Let's roll on to our shoulders. Your arms can remain on your mat, or maybe clasp your hands underneath your back, or bridge. Give me a nice even push with both feet. So outside part of the foot down to the heel, and then towards the ball of your foot. And let the knees come out. Knees are being at hip distance. An active push with the hips towards the ceiling. Whew. And then let's lower ourselves back down to the mat. Easy and controlled. Ugh, till we land. Right now we've been working our glutes and our hamstrings, but now let's stretch out our glutes. So let's do a thread the needle on the right. So right ankle's on the left quad or near the left knee. Let's grab the left shin. Begin to feel the right glute stretch out. Ugh, relax. Okay, we'll do 3 breaths. Nice long exhales. Relax your body in the exhales. So breathe into the nose and out through the mouth. And we're still breathing. Number 2, let's breathe in and out the mouth. All right, last time for this side. Breathe in through the nose And out through the mouth. Ooh. All right. Let's release the left shin down, plant the right foot. Left ankle or left leg gets into position. We're grabbing our other shin, our right shin. All right. Let's breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Hey, really breathe into that left glute, stretch it out. Okay, number 2, let's breathe in and control the breath as you exhale. Last time, breathe in and control it coming out. And then I'm going to let go of my right shin, but remain on my back. Let's do happy baby. So both legs come up into the air. Arms are on the inside parts of the leg, but then we grab the outside parts of our feet. Then we're going to pull our knees down towards our underarms. Okay, pull, pull, pull. Feel the inner thighs, and then rock side to side. Ooh. All right, let's release the feet and the legs back down to the ground. We're going to do a supine twist. So let's start by hugging in our left knee. Okay, in towards our chest. Really pull it in. Notice where the stretch feels towards the inner thigh area. All right, let's pull the left leg over to the right side of our body. Left arm extends out to the left. Ooh. Give yourself a couple long exhales as you relax and let the spine twist, releasing any tension there. Okay, I'm still twisting, still breathing easily. Ooh. And let's return the left leg back to center. All right. Let's hug the right knee in. Enjoying that little stretch. I'm going to hold this one for a couple more seconds. This side feels like it needs a little more stretch. All right. Let's pull the right knee over to the left side of our body. Right arm extends out to the right. As you settle with your breath, twist a little bit more. Okay, still twist. Keep going. Kind of feel that in my right glute too, based on how my right leg is. Ooh. All right. And then we'll bring the right leg back to center. We're going to sit on up. Ooh. We're going to come into cat-cow. Hold my mat a few times first. Extra support for my knees. But we're on all fours. Knees underneath the hips, palms planted underneath the shoulders. And let's breathe in through the nose as we bring our head and bottom up. And let's breathe out as you round out our backs. Okay. Inhale, head up. And exhale, head down. Really push your spine up towards the ceiling. Press the palms into the floor. And then inhale, head up. Oh. And then exhale, head down, rounding up that back once again. Inhale, head up. Exhale, head down. I think we have two more. I'm not counting, but it's okay. Inhale, head up. Ooh. Exhale, head back down. Inhale, head up. And then exhale, head down. Let's do one more. Inhale, head up. Ooh. And then exhale, head down. Ooh. Thank you, spine. All right, come to a neutral position. I'm gonna get off my mat and unravel it. Okay, let's do a thread the needle, but this time, well, I guess still for our spines. But what we're gonna do is stay on our knees and our hands, and then reach the left arm through the hole you made with your right arm. Drop the left shoulder down to the ground, and then bring the left arm up to the ceiling. Bring the eyes up too. That's one. Second time through, drop the left shoulder. And then reach up to the ceiling. Okay, one more cycle. Reach that arm through, dropping the shoulder down. Last time up. Oof. And let's return the left palm to the mat and reach the right arm through as we drop the right shoulder down. Okay. Right arm reaches up. Oof. Feel that twist. And then reach the right arm through. Drop the right shoulder down. Okay. Reaching the right fingertips back up to the ceiling. And last cycle here. Right arm through. Shoulder down. Last time up, I think. Last count, but let's plant that right palm in front and come into a child's pose. Okay, forearms and forehead down on the mat. And just relaxing the whole body here. Settling with the breath. Really thanking our bodies for everything we ask it to do. All right, let's add a bonus side stretch. So take that right hand and slide it out to the right, and reach our left hand over our right hand. Feel the stretch through your left side, down your hip. All right. And then returning to center, so both forearms on the ground. And then we'll hit the left side. So slide the left arm out, stack right hand over left. And now the stretch goes through the right side. Ooh. All right. And back into a neutral position. a neutral child's pose. You relax your whole body. Let's take one more deep breath in. And as you come out and forward in a child's pose, rotate onto your back or corpse pose. Ooh, take your time getting there. Ooh. Lying down our backs. Let your arms down to your side. You can close your eyes. If that's comfortable. But do a body scan, see how you feel. Maybe there's a certain part of your body that needed a little bit more love today. Hopefully we worked on that. But just lie down here. Just breathe gently. I'll go for 60 seconds. I won't say anything. Starting 3, 2, 1. All right, that was a little over a bit, but that's okay. Reach both arms overhead. Point the toes at the bottom. Give me a morning stretch. One side, oh, to the other. And then let's rotate or roll on to your side. Rest your hand, face right on your hands. Take a moment for yourself. All right, and whichever arm is on top, plant that palm on the floor, leading with the shoulder that's up in the air. Push yourself up, returning into a cross-leg position. All right, once again, let's do our breathe, our audible breaths. We'll do 3 of them. You can close your eyes if that's comfortable. Let's breathe in through the nose and breathe out with some sound. All right, number 2, let's breathe in and breathe out with some sound. At last time, breathe in through the nose And breathe out with some sound. Let's bring our hands to our hearts. You may repeat after me. May you have clear and kind intentions. Let's bring our hands to our foreheads. May you have clear and kind thoughts. Let's lower our hands to our lips. May you have clear and kind communications. And then returning our hands to our hearts. As always, the light in me celebrates and honors the light in you. Namaste, my friends.
Okay. Thank you, Joseph. Oh,
Thank you, Risa.
all righty. Have a good Monday.
Have a good Monday. Have a good week.
Yes. Yeah.
Until next time.
Until next time. All right.
All right. See
See
you,
ya.
Risa.
Bye. Bye.